Put you there. Right. Okay. Right, we got Kevin from America. America is going to be in the subject as well of this. Because, good morning, Kevin. Good morning. Right. Who else we got? So-called Geordie. Long time no see. Hair is growing. Yes, it is. I wish it would come back black, but we can't have everything. So, right at the start, Newcastle United. It's written down. You notice how I've put that and how I've put that? That's important. So, sponsorships, revenues coming in to Newcastle United and other clubs in the Premier League. Now, the title, Companies' Sponsorship of Football Clubs. Why it's important. We are supporters. Yeah? All of us. Now, I have to, by law, adhere to the Financial Conduct Authority Smart Scam, which is also in that description. Yeah? And financial disclaimer. These had to do it as well. All of the 6 clubs associated with it. Yeah. And this is what the beginning part of this live's about. Kind of being caught with your pants down. But it is what it is. Associated with what? Premier League football clubs. In a nutshell. You can check the article observer.co.uk or nip onto my Facebook. It's there. Now, for those of you who don't know, on Facebook, lowercase Paul Gallant 1, the number 1. That's where you find us. He's back, says in you. Testing the waters. And I said water, but oh well. Gives a break. Now, 6 clubs in the Premier League, including Newcastle United. Yeah, including. I'm going to go back to that in a moment. Needs changing. Who's in charge? David Hopkinson, our new CEO. I'm going to come back to him. Yes, I'm going to come back to him. Good morning, Inu. Good morning. Good morning to you all. You're all fabulous people. Yeah? So, in the article by The Observer, which I've spelt wrong, but I got the co.uk, UK. Spot on. Yeah. Why it's important. Involves cryptocurrency. Yeah. This must be sorted out and underlined, or it is taking sponsorship from a company related to cryptocurrency, yes or no? And that's massively underlined, yes or no. It is important. There are bad actors in our Premier League. But I've gone on to say this, and I've bracketed it. Well, not if you, as a sponsor, are not adhering to rules and regulations. What's those rules and regulations? Give us common people a fair crack at the whip. Yeah. Now, you've got your good list. Sorry, you've got your good list. Yeah. And you've got your bad list. Sorry, bad list. Yeah. You understand that bit? So you got good and bad. You don't want to be on the naughty list, as I've stated it. Taking money when you're not regulated. Guess what? The company, Australian, that's in the article, ain't regulated. So you're on the naughty list. So we can't have a shout in a pop at Manchester City or any of the other clubs associated with the article, because we're just as bad as they are. Go back to David Hopkinson. Has a very good resume. Worked with giants. So now he's got to sort this mess out. But I'm going to keep coming back to David, because it goes bigger. Oh, yeah, man. It's like, boop. It's like an explosion. I'm also going to come back to cryptocurrency and why David needs to look at it. He's got something in his hands he just doesn't realize. Now, for a while, like I was saying in this little bit on Facebook, we had Peter Silverstone, ex-Arsenal, who got us Adidas, Guinness, etc. Whether he was involved with this Australian, couldn't tell you. Don't know. What we got? Bert 646. Eddie Howe out. Sorry, mate. No. End of. No. Eddie Howe, English manager, and for those with a very short memory. When Newcastle United were down in the relegation zone, we had managers to choose from, and we chose him. Personally speaking, yeah, I'd give him a 10-year contract. Security. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's my honest opinion to David Hopkinson. Tie him down to 10 years and say, give the people what they want. Yeah, proved in 4 years, 2 years in the Champions League. Hard to get into. Hard. But they've done that. Kovo, you're watching from Dubai. I'm jealous. Hold my hand up. Kovo, I'm jealous. However, I am going to get a passport. So, it's possible. Have you ever considered seeking new Dubai branch? No, I haven't. There you go. But listen to this. It gets deeper. Do you remember in the film The Matrix? Lawrence Fishburne turns and says to a young kid, take this pill or take this pill. And how far do you want to go down the rabbit hole? David Hopkinson, he's in the hot seat. Yeah? Yeah, some people are lucky enough to fly to exotic places. All good. Now, when I keep going back to David Hopkinson, cryptocurrency, yeah, ages and ages and ages ago, I was doing something and it was pretty stupid. Twitter, yeah, at NUFC Capital, thinking it's going to go to them. No, didn't happen. But what I want to say is this, yeah, FCA Smart Scam. I have an account. Why? Why did I create the account? I want to be on the good list. That's it. Yeah. Now, this Australian company, something markets, something, it's in the Observer anyway. They're on the naughty list, which means David, as our new head CEO, sorted out. Now, they're on about, Matty was saying this morning, yeah, PSR, something else, etc. A meeting, yeah. Now, many of us, we can't get into St James's Park. We could turn up at the gate with a bar of gold. We can't buy a ticket. Yeah. I've said this ages and ages ago. The ballot system, seriously, the ballot system, kick the ballot system where the sun don't shine. Scrap it. Yeah. Go back to the old system. Why they brought it in, couldn't tell you. Now, income to Newcastle United. What we got? Something else. How many ballots have you applied for? I've applied for more ballots. Who was that? So-called Geordie. I've applied for more ballots Do you remember that character from Mortal Kombat? The big dude, the nasty dude. He had 4 arms. Can't remember what they call him. But he had 4 arms. And he'd pick you up and destroy you. I've tried more times than that guy has got fingers and toes. Ballot system, scrap it. A number, not a reference. Well, you got what you got. End of. You got something. But sponsorship. I want sponsorship to flow through the doors of St. James's Park. However, we've got a silly little man down in London, and he doesn't like me. He doesn't like somebody else as well. Doesn't like Keith either. But this silly little man down in London holds power. Now, honestly, what should happen? 6 Premier League clubs right to the start, including at NUFC, at Manchester City, ex-champions. Who's going to get it this year? Couldn't tell you. But in there, you've got to put Chelsea. You have to. Why? Chelsea. Loopholes. Ban the loopholes. You can't do loopholes. Ban them. You can't sell your women's team, your hotels to yourself. Ban it. Why are you saying at? Because it's written down. Look, it's written down, man. Yeah? Now, this is a mega subject because we want Newcastle United to rise. Yeah? That's what we want. Shutting the door after the horses bolted. Yeah. But all of those teams who have used and abused the system, we know them. Ban it outright. If you have done, well, take the consequences. Yeah? And I'm not talking about a fine. Points. Yeah? If you have loopholed the system, points. Smack, bang, points. Points mean places. It's no good having the best league in the world where teams are, we'll just do this. Who cares? We care. Yeah? Now, if you're going to sponsor a team, you got to be on the good list. Yeah? Because if you're on the good list, then Financial Conduct Authority knows about you. Loopholes are already fine. They can't change the rule afterwards. But actually, what you got to look at, so-called Geordie, is this. Our clubs, 20 clubs in the Premier League, the most valuable league in the world. Now, I said ages ago, how much was the Premier League worth? you'd probably fall off your chair. Probably. Rough estimate, 25 billion. Is it valued at that? No. They're playing with silly numbers. But what you got to look at is this: Sky Sports, TNT, other providers throwing hundreds, if not billions. Why? Licensing. It all ties in. Now, this meeting, what Matty was on about, yeah? 20 clubs, consensus of a majority. Was it at the time Chelsea were acting within the rules? Guess what? When you're selling a team or hotels to yourself, is it really? This is what I was explaining to a neighbor. Because in a business, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. And if 4 of those people know each other, then you got to look at it. How do you know each other? Because you're an investor in said business. You're going to be whiter than white. Be whiter than white. But you can't do that. You can't talk about exploits and loopholes without acknowledging Newcastle were bought by a nation-state investment fund. Okay. But it was either that or we stayed with a certain person who will never be named. We all know who he is, but never be named because we went through hell on earth with him. But as you're based outside the UK, the FCA have zero control over them. Well, why? You know, Newcastle should rightfully be returned. Oh, cool Furby. Newcastle United should be rightfully returned to that person. Really? Is that the best you could come up with? Or did that take you about a millisecond to think about that? You see, this guy got Newcastle United relegated twice. You know what I mean? But the ones aren't chopped up and put in a suitcase. Oh, give our man. Give our. We don't live in a perfect world. We never did. You see, one of the things is this, yeah? What we want as supporters, we want to watch the best on the pitch. Now, a lot of people said the day after the sale, will Newcastle United do a Chelsea? Manchester City, etc. No, we didn't do that. We didn't go down that model. We could have, but would there have been obstacles? Yeah, there would have been. So we didn't do that. We didn't pay players daft amounts of money. No, we didn't do that either. Yeah, not a perfect world. Getting the chop. Mr. G endorses it. Did I? Did I say that? You see, I said I said years and years ago, the Premier League is going stale. What I mean by that is this. Yeah. They're doing new rules. Oh, it's this one. Is it off? Yeah. Bit of fluff. But the article, which is now on Facebook, yeah, there's 20 clubs, and we all want equal share of a fortune. Just do it right. You know, we've got David now in the hot seat, and the hope is with David, he pushes for reform. What we got? Loads of delete. The new rule is the opposite of stale. The article is nothing. The article is nothing article, though, Paul. If you believe it's a nothing article, do yourself a favour. Do yourself a favour. Trot on. Because, like, like this, yeah. Yeah, I'm off screen, but I'm back. Like this. The article in the observer.co.uk. Why is this important? Cryptocurrency. It's not going away. Markets will get kicked. Stamped on. Yeah. Now, the FCA, who I signed up with, why did I sign up with them? Rules. To follow their rules. Why? Why? ERC20 is a smart contract. Do I understand everything about it? No. I don't. But I do know this. There are 10 with my name on them. I wrote the damn instructions. Are they live? No, they're not. But I'll tell you what is live. The other side, flip the coin. ERC20 meme. They're live. That's why in the description there's a financial disclaimer. Bert is saying, I believe in you. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it. So-called Geordie, going back up, it's about clubs having deals with companies. The FC rate as poor. Yeah, I agree. Spot on. I'd rather be on the good list than the bad. Or, sorry, the naughty list. Why? Because the good list opens up doors. The bad list doesn't. And our club, I want the best for our club. I really, truly want the best for our club. Here's what I mean. Yeah, in 4 years, we've been in the Champions League twice. I want the Champions League, forgive me for being greedy. I want we're in the Champions League year after year after year. Honest. I'm still baffled why you paid to sign up being administered by the FCA. I want to be on the good side, so-called Geordie. The meme coins, yeah, new, boom, yeah, new. The ERC20 is the other, is the other side. With an ERC20, what you can do, what you can't do. You can't go on a round the world cruise. You can't hire the biggest ship, boat, cruise liner, and go right the way around the world. You can't do that. Because if you did, you'd end up in prison. What else you can't do? You can't ask an architect to build you 30-room mansion, indoor swimming pool, tennis courts, football, etc. You can't do that either. You can't buy a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, Porsche, etc. You can't do that either. What you can do is buy land, buy materials, workforce, everything that goes with a workforce. You can do that. Why? Because you're building something from a field to an empire. So you can do that. I saw someone in Labour refer to a meme coin as a clown in a few days back. What do you think? Here's what I think, Corvo. Honest. A meme coin is a Solana coin. Yeah. Now, who else has meme coin? Binance, Base, Pump, Radium. So it isn't just one. It's not just Solana. Oh yeah, Pi Network also has the ability to create a meme. All of those things, what are they? Can you go to Binance and say, bar of gold, I want to buy that. Yes or no? Literally any. Cakes do too. Popcoin. Oh, wow, man. Wow. So-called Jory, you should be a comedian. You should be. That was funny, man. All those crypto networks offer the ability. Yeah, they do. You're very correct. Now, like Donald said on a plane, excuse me, can you tell me about X, which is what he has done? He has created, and this goes back to David Hopkinson, a supporter coin. His words, Donald spoke on a plane. A supporter coin. Yeah. Now, important word. Popcoin is a network. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Now, coffee has gone cold, sadly. But I have a picture. The picture relates to a project. That project is a 10-minute and how it relates to Newcastle United. It's everything which I'm saying here is all related because David Hopkinson, yeah, CEO of Newcastle United. I tried the Peter Silverstone, didn't work. Corvo, or indeed any, yeah. Hold on. Other clubs have tried and failed in the past. Look at PSG and AC Milan. Two very good teams. Very good teams. It doesn't generate enough money. I'm leaving now, Paul, as this is yet another farce. Bye. Thanks for coming. So, do you think Silverstone got sacked? No, I don't. I don't know what happened with Peter Silverstone, but I can tell you this much. If somebody is putting a hashtag for your name, an at for your name, and you blatantly don't do anything about that, don't even try and speak to the person or find out information about who's done that. Why are you there? Deals for Adidas, big, except downside. New jerseys coming out, flying out the door. Vroom, 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 vroom. £80, £120, £80, whatever it is now, etc. And we haven't even discussed the elephant yet. What's the elephant? Are we staying at St. James's Park? Or are we moving? Really? November 16th of 2025. We have not a Scooby-Doo. Do you not think that's a bit wrong? I watch, I get messages from Chronicle Live. There's nothing. City Council, etc., ain't got a clue. Oh, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Grab the reins and yank. Hold on. So-called Geordie. Yeah, you were meant to be toddling off. Now you're back. We're not going anywhere until after the Euros. That's a fair point. Fair. But tell us. Don't leave stuff hanging up in the air, man. Said to, was it Matty? Or maybe it was to Adam P. We should have, seriously, we can't do nothing with St James's Park. So, 85,000 seater stadium with 3 wings. So, not wings, 3 complete circles. Those circles are private, corporate, hospitality boxes with seats outside of each box. Up to level 8. Just as an idea. But they circle the stadium. One near pitch side, one 40, 50 foot higher, one higher again. There's money coming in to the club from each of those boxes. And the whole thing is still under. I know it is. I know. It's stupid, it's crazy, and it's bonkers. Why? Because you go to get a ticket and there's 30 odd thousand people in the queue before you've even pressed the button to get in the queue. That's insane. Corvo's saying, to be fair, any new stadium will be. Yeah, it will be. But tell the fans. That's the point. Talk to the fans. There are not 30,000 people. Yeah, they are, actually. Yes, they are. I don't just sit at this chair for 8 hours of a day. I don't do that no more. Testing the waters is me talking to you live, because I haven't got any flashes on my vision. Touch wood. But I know there are people who can't get a ticket because there's 30,000 already waiting for that one ticket. So do something about it. Now, Wow. Okay. So Newcastle United in the Premier League. That began this live video testing the water. Neighbour rang me up. Something has happened locally. That's something that's happened. I'm going to push and push and push and push because I've now looked at it and there's a possibility, a good possibility. What it might mean is contacting Andrew and saying to Andrew, right, we'll do a swap. What I've got and what you've got, we'll just do a swap. 5 years, 5-year plan. Now, those people who are aware, I've said with the meme coins, they're locked 10 years. And they are. He's not a prince, Corvo. He's not a prince. And not that Andrew. Another Andrew. This one has a high job. And this one wears glasses. Just to let you know. So-called Geordie, you've gone off on a tangent again. Nobody knows what you're talking about. The People's Bus. That's what I'm talking about. It's local. And that's not nice, so-called Geordie. Don't call people who wear. Look, I wear glasses. Okay, it's a bit hard to see what's in the chat box, but I wear glasses. Do not insult people who wear glasses with that stupid acronym. Now I'm taking the glasses off so I can read chat. Is this to get your office in Nottingham? No, it's not. That's something different. Right, okay. Give people the opportunity, and somebody just went and done something daft. So they are now locked out for half an hour. Don't do stupid things, man. We're not in the playground anymore. You need bifocals. I have very focals, whatever that means. I have side vision. I have bottom vision. And I have distance. That's it. Have you seen what people have been posting? No, I haven't, because I'm trying other things. So come on, Bok Bok. One thing I will say, yeah, if people are going on to seeking you and doing daft things, I can't help that. Honest, can't help that. But now that you've said to us, come the end of the month, I'll make sure. Can't do anything at the moment. Corvo is saying Bert also wears glasses. Why, if you wear glasses, would you even utter a childish thing? Does it make you any bigger? Huh? You see, people used to say to me in the schoolyard, same thing. And I used to walk up to them as big as they bloody were. Say that again? Yeah. It's not childish, man. You appear to have called this before and it upset you. I'm 58 years old, so-called Geordie. I didn't want to be. I'd much rather be 30. But that's in dream world. This isn't dream world. Yeah? Now, as I say, yeah? And here's the thing. Stuff which is happening, all it needs is that swap I told you about. I get the swap, things happen. Things happen, that means I win. Swapping house, that would be on the cards as well, swapping house. Because I couldn't have all of the land outside. So I'd have to move house. You just said you and Andrew would swap for 5 years. Yeah, 5-year deal. Correct. 5-year deal. But with Andrew B. As far as I'm aware, like somebody said earlier, the prince? Well, no, because that person's not a prince anymore. Something happened, don't know what, don't care what, but they're not a prince. So this other person never was. He's just damn good at what he does. You miss comments, then start talking and making us up. So-called Geordie, you still here, man? And Corvo is off to the marina, you jammy person. Jammy. It's 28 degrees. It's 4, maybe 5 here. That's why I'm wearing this. Now, you know what I want? And that is green light. So that's what I'm waiting for. Yeah. for the 9th time, 10th time, 11th time. So-called Geordie, are you an intelligent man? Let me know in chat. I'm watching chat. Are you an intelligent man? Cool Furby, a job. Yeah. Okay. You have an IQ of 157. Brilliant. Well done, man. Well done. Right. A meme coin is built on Solana. Yeah. Solana, you can't buy Solana with a bar of gold. It's impossible. You can't do it. You can't buy Solana with a bar of silver. What you can buy Solana with is USDT, USDC, etc., and GBP. Yeah, we use pound sterling, i.e., GBP. Now, a swap of a big number of tokens, big number, for 5 years. I give you tokens for 5 years, you give me money, and in 5 years, you get your money back, I get my tokens back. Simple. Yeah. In that 5 years, I predict a price of £1 or £10 per token. Yeah? You got that bit? I predict a price, £1 to £10 range. And if I'm right, then that is a lot of money. How and where is it coming from? I've just said that. Which one of the coins is this? The People's Bus coin. You buy a big enough plot for 5 years, even though the lockup on the People's Bus is 10 years. How is the coin going to get to? Well, that's simple. Really? You've got to hook.
Hello, is that Mr. Dillon?
Hello there.
Hello, it's Leslie at OK today. Is everything okay today?
Yes. Did I not press the button?
No, not today.
Sorry. My
It's
apologies.
not a problem. It's fine. As long as you're okay, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right. You have a great day. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, getting extra help. Yeah, making sure I'm okay. Whether I want to admit it or not, disabled. What's not 100% fully is that I've got flashes. Yeah. I've got times where I can't see what's on TV because Greece is in the road. Yeah. Health has kicked my backside with a nice spiky steel toe cap. But where was it? Many people are saying you should get a job. I looked at one thing a long time ago. Who was that? Cool Furby, a long time ago. Yeah, and it was this. A job you could have for the rest of your life. All you had to do, keep that clean. And I did that job and I loved it. It didn't love me though. So you create a job yourself. Cool Furby. Do you know what? Cool Furby. What you just did there is you kicked yourself. So now you've got 24 hours sitting to think. Stupid thing to say. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's on the cards. 5-year deal swap for one form of money for another. And then build. So, yeah. Greece is the word. Good film. Greece. Good film. So, what we got? How much is Andrew paying? I want an amount of money, and it's big. It's big. If I get the amount of money, I can do what I want. And then contact 2 companies. One's British, one's Dutch. And buy as many as they can provide. One is based in Scotland. The other one is somewhere in the Netherlands. And I created a file for this ages and ages ago. What will you do after 5 years when the coin is worth nothing? Guess what? If you believe that, right, I'm going to give you a tiny little timeout. Tiny. Because you're pretty funny. So I'm going to give you that. But everything starts with a low amount. Everything. Even the king, which is Bitcoin, started with not much. And now look where it's got. Think of it that way. Now, Yeah. The deal is that 5 years. So let's see what they say. I do wonder, do you ever plan just in case a plan goes south, even when that won't happen? Bok bok. I used to be able to do lots of things. I used to be able to walk from one village to another. And do you know why I did that? Why waste diesel? That was it. Why waste diesel? Just pop into the shop. Yeah. And now I walk with a walking cane, and I've got to make sure that every time that walking cane goes down onto the road, it's flat. Because if you hit a twig, do you get me point? So those people who turned around earlier and went, it's going to be worth nothing in 5 years. They've said it. I don't believe it, but they've said it. Now, you're free to speak your mind, but if it's totally and utterly stupid, that's that's the price you pay. Yeah. MB, did you ever get the Mondeo on the road? Nope. But wouldn't it be the best to have a backup plan? I have things which, at the flick of a switch, can change. You know, you're talking about the new bits, but I'm not. Oh yeah. Ow, ow, ow. So, testing the waters. I knew some people would be funny, but it's out there. Now, what I want to see from David Hopkinson is more money coming in to Newcastle United. That's what I want to see. I want to see news on what's happening. Is the stadium, isn't the stadium? Not a wall of silence. Oh, right. Okay. These things happen, Bok Bok. One thing you can't do, you can never judge. Ever. Health. If you decide to try and judge from 1.97k to 1.92k, Bok Bok, that's health. It is what it is. You can't change it. I asked my doctors, give me the magic pill. Give it to us. It doesn't exist. Anyway, thank you. Thank you all. And have a wonderful Sunday.